Morning students, let's continue our chapter. Today we will discuss nomination of the candidates. First we have discussed electoral constituency, that how the area has been divided into electoral constituencies. Then in those electoral constituencies, in those seats, certain seats are reserved for the backward classes in order to get elected, right, in order to contest an election. Then we have discussed voters list. For election, voters is required. Who are the voters? Voters are the common people and their name should be enlisted in a list. That list is called a voters list. Now, today we will discuss about nomination of the candidates. How the candidates are nominated themselves. Okay. So, since India is a democratic country, every individual above the age of 18 years is eligible to vote. Similarly, the person who is eligible to vote is also eligible to contest an election. Okay. The only difference is that the person who is eligible for vote is 18 years and a person who wanted to contest an election, that person needs to have a minimum age of 25 years. He or she should be 25 years, then only they will be able to nominate themselves as a candidate for the election. Okay, so now the political parties, they used to nominate their candidates. Okay, like from BJP, BJP is a political party, and a person who is nominated, the party will nominate that person. Okay, and they will give party symbols also. The party has to give party symbols. You know party symbols, right? For example, Congress. Have you seen the symbol of Congress? That is, I think Congress, I forgot, but BJP Kamal Ka Phul, right? And for CPM there is a red, white and red combination. So that is called a symbol. Flag, you must have seen the flag of the parties, right? So that is a symbol, and the parties will give those symbol to a nominated person. Okay, that is called if a person gets the symbol, or if a person nominated from the party, that is called party ticket. That person got the party ticket in order to nominate himself for the election. Okay, now the person who wanted to contest an election has to fill nomination forms, and he has to deposit some security amount also. Some money he has to deposit. Okay, and that money is called as security deposit. But in today's world, the Supreme Court has given certain legal declarations, okay, for the person who wanted to contest an election, and he has to fill a form. So, and that form includes everything has to be filled by the nominated person, by the candidate himself. And that forms include the details like serious criminal cases pending against the candidate, whether he or she is having any criminal cases, and details of his liabilities, and assessed detail of his money and lands and whatever things he have. Then qualification, educational qualification. Okay, this information has to be made public. Public should know about this information before giving their vote. Okay, so this is called nomination. A person has to, first of all, the party has to give a ticket to the person, then he has to deposit certain amount, okay, as a security deposit. He has to fill a nomination forms, and that form includes certain points, educational qualification, assessed, or a criminal case of that particular person. That's how the person will be nominated in the election. Now the election campaign. How the political parties, we have seen so many election campaigns, right? So election campaign is very, very important for election. Actually, this election campaigns, when we have heard about election, the candidates or the political parties, they used to start their campaigning, okay, beforehand, or you can say before a month ago. Actually, they has to start it before 15 days, but the political parties, they did not want it to leave any chance, right? They did not want it to lose the parties vote, or they did not want it to lose their election. That is the reason they start their election campaign beforehand. Now, what is election campaign? Election campaign is that the political parties or the nominated person wanted to make the voters aware about their development projects, or whatever they wanted to make some promises, so that the common people used to give them votes, right? So what is election campaigns? Include rallies, meetings. You must have seen some rallies, right? The political parties rallies. Give me vote, I'll give you this, I'll make this thing, I'll bring development, I'll make a government school, I'll reduce fees. That is called the election campaign. Okay, the political leaders, they used to do this election campaign. So here are a few examples of the election campaign. Sometimes the parties gives a slogan also, right? And the slogan here, examples are Garibi Hatao. This was a Congress party's slogan, okay, when there was Indira Gandhi in Lok Sabha election of 1971. Then another example was Save Democracy, and this was from Janata Party under the leadership of Jayaprakash Narayan. Then Land to the Tiller, that is for the Left Front or the Communist Party, which was held in West Bengal. And Protect the Self-Respect of Telugus. This was the slogan used by N.T. Rama Rao, the leader of Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh Assembly. So these are the slogans. What do you think? Garibi Hatao means we will remove poverty. If you give us vote, we will remove poverty. Then obviously the people wanted to remove that poverty also. People will be interested in their slogans, right? So it is very, very important to have a slogan, or to give certain promises to the common people, okay, in order to get elected, in order to get a maximum number of votes, okay. But in election campaigns, there are certain rules also, which the election whoever the parties has to follow, okay. So that is called the election law. According to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten the voters. They cannot bribe the voters, or they cannot threaten the voters. Then appeal to them in the name of caste or religion. They cannot say that you are from this caste and I'm also from this caste, please give me vote. You cannot say that. Use government resources in election campaign, government resources for election campaigns. Government resources like the government vehicle, government hospitals, government schools. They cannot use all these resources for the election campaign. Spend more than rupees 25 lakh in a constituency for the Lok Sabha election, or rupees 10 lakh in a constituency in an assembly election. They cannot spend more money. In a Lok Sabha election, they can spend till 25 lakhs, not more than that in any election campaign. And in Rajya Sabha election, they can 10 lakhs, okay, and not more than that. So these are the rules, and these are called the election rules, and every election, every political parties or the nominated person has to follow these rules, okay. And the election parties also have to agree to a model or a code of conduct for election campaigns. They have to be very, very careful while doing their election campaigns, okay. Sometimes if the political parties did not follow the rules, did not follow the code of conduct or the election rules, their party ticket might be cancelled even after they declared elected. Even after getting a majority of vote, their tickets might be cancelled. So this is the reason the political parties or the nominated person has to be very, very careful, okay. Now the polling and counting of vote. Polling and counting of vote. What is polling? Polling means giving vote, right? Initially, like you all, we have already discussed a voters list. Every person's name who is eligible to vote, their name is enlisted in a voters list. Okay, now these persons are eligible for voting, and a date has been declared, or a date has been decided for the election. Within a month, in all over India, election will be held. Okay, in some cases, sometimes we can have 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 election in a one day in many places, so that the election has to be completed within a month in all over India. Okay, in different state. Okay. That when the election day was declared, that day is called election day. Okay, and once the voters goes inside the booth, the election officials identify her, put a mark on her finger, and allow her to cast her vote. So, like for example, I'm going to give my vote. First of all, I have to enter into an office wherever that polling booth is situated. So there will be few persons inside. They are the member from election council. Okay, so one of the person will put a mark on my finger, then another person will also be there. They will search my name in the voters list, then I will be able to give the vote. I have to go to the machine, then I just have to press where I want to give my vote. That's how the election will be done by a voters. Okay, earlier there was a ballot, secret ballot. Okay, with a piece of paper, and the person, whoever we want to give vote, we have to give a stamp on that paper. But nowadays we have a electronic voting machine. We just have to press over there. We are in that machine. The name of the person is there, and the symbol will also be there. Okay, the nominated person. So that we all just have to press a button. That's how the election will be done. Okay, now after finishing the election, after the polling is over, all the EVMs are sealed and taken to a secure place. EVMs means all the machines. They has to be sealed and they have to be taken to a secure place. And a few days later, a date will be fixed for the counting, and all the EVMs from different constituencies will be opened, and the votes will be counted. Okay, so during that counting period, all the agents of all the candidates, whoever were nominated in that election, they will be present over there to ensure that the countings will done properly. There will be no misguiding. Okay, that is the reason all the agents of the nominated persons will be present over there. And you will see that when the counting was going on, every news channel, they were showing news, right, regarding the countings of vote. Who is this one, this party is winning this much, and this party is winning this much. Till now he got this much of vote. So this is called the newspaper. Okay, newspaper and news channel, you will see this. And lastly, finally, the candidate who secured the highest number of vote from a constituency is declared elected. Who got majority of vote or the highest number of vote, he or she will be declared as elected. So within a few hours of counting, all the results are declared, and it become clear as to who will form the next government. That's how the counting will be done. So this is called the system of election in India. First, the constituencies will be divided, areas will be divided, then certain seats will be reserved for backward classes, then the voters list will be counted. Voters list, everyone has to be voters list has to be updated. Then the person has to nominate himself in order to contest election, nomination of the candidate. Then the election campaign, once the nomination has been done, campaigning will be start, then rallies and meetings and all. So after the campaigning, a date will be fixed for election day, so the people can give their vote. That is called polling. And after polling, after election is over, after few days, a date will be decided, a date will be fixed, and the counting will be done. And one thing you have to keep in mind, that all the countings, the election countings, will be done in the same day all over India, only in one day. Okay, whether it's in Bihar or Haryana or Delhi, everywhere counting will be done in one day only, on a one fixed date. Okay, so this is called election. In our next class, we'll discuss about what makes election in India democratic. Okay.